Ma'am, this showroom isn't for window shoppers. The director's voice dripped with contempt as he blocked the polished glass doors of a luxury dealership. Laughter rose from the lounge where suited men sipped espresso, watching an elegant black woman clutch her handbag. "Try a Honda lot down the street," he sneered, tearing the brochure from her hands. Phones tilted up. Whispers sharpened. Security began to approach, but what no one realized was that this woman wasn't a bystander. She was the storm about to collapse their empire. The glass doors of Aurora Motors' luxury showroom slid open with a hiss, releasing a draft of chilled air that smelled faintly of leather and polish. Inside, chrome gleamed under halogen lights, cars sat on raised platforms like thrones, and staff moved with the practiced ease of people used to curating exclusivity. Through those doors stepped Naomi Price, a tall black woman in a cobalt blue fitted dress. She walked with quiet elegance, her heels clicking against the marble floor. In her hand, she carried a structured black handbag, unbranded, understated, but unmistakably expensive to anyone who actually knew. But the man waiting at the welcome podium didn't know or didn't care. "Ma'am," he said, his smile tight, eyes scanning her like she was a trespasser. His name badge read, "Richard Vaughn, Showroom Director. This space is reserved for serious clients." Naomi raised an eyebrow. "And what am I?" Richard chuckled, a low, condescending laugh meant for the staff nearby. "Window shoppers usually start at Honda, maybe Toyota. These are machines that start at 200,000. I wouldn't want you wasting your afternoon." Laughter carried from the lounge, where a few suited men sipped espresso, watching the exchange like entertainment. One leaned to the other and said, not quietly enough, "Another influencer trying to take selfies with cars she'll never own." Naomi's expression didn't flicker. She stepped further inside, her gaze brushing across the cars. Sleek Aston Martins, Rolls-Royces, Bentleys gleaming beneath white lights. "I'd like to see the new Bentley Azure Series 2, she said. Richard stiffened, then smiled like a man humoring a child. "That model is priced at $480,000, plus customization. Perhaps I should show you our brochure instead." He reached for a pamphlet, then snatched it back at the last second. On second thought, no point. Phones came up. A teenager whispered to her live stream, "Aurora Showroom downtown. They're clowning this woman just for walking in. Y'all need to see this." Naomi stood still, every inch of her radiating composure. Richard snapped his fingers. "Jessica, escort her out, please. She doesn't belong here." Jessica, a young assistant, hesitated. "Sir, maybe. Now." His tone cracked. The humiliation escalated. Another staff member chimed in, smirking. "Ma'am, we've had situations. People coming in to pose with cars, clogging up space for real clients. Best if you visit a dealership that fits better." A man in a pinstripe suit, polishing his Rolex by the lounge, added, "Don't waste their time, sweetheart. You'll feel more comfortable at Ford down the block." The room rippled with laughter. Phones tilted higher. Comments on the live stream scrolled. "This is racism live. Keep recording." Naomi's voice was calm, deliberate. "I didn't come for a brochure. I came to make a purchase." Richard clapped slowly, mock applause. "With what? That handbag? Let me guess, it's a knockoff, right? I've seen better fakes on Canal Street." The assistant gasped softly. The teenager on live stream whispered, "He didn't just say that." Naomi's stillness unsettled them. Authority thrives on anger, but calm is unpredictable. Richard doubled down. "Ma'am, this is Aurora Motors. We don't do payment plans here. Either you put down 7 figures or you walk. And I don't see 7 figures in your pocketbook." Security was called. 2 men in dark jackets emerged from the back. "Escort her out," Richard ordered. "She's disturbing clients." The teenager's live stream hit 10,000 viewers. Comments flooded. "Keep filming. This is about to explode." Naomi looked at Richard, then at the staff, then at the customers watching like it was theater. "You're very sure of yourself," she said. "Years of experience," Richard replied smugly. "I can spot who belongs in 5 seconds. And if you're wrong, I'm not wrong." Those 3 words hung heavy. The guards stepped closer. Phones zoomed in. Naomi reached calmly into her bag. Gasps cut through the room. One of the guards raised a hand. "Ma'am," slowly. She pulled out a phone, tapped one contact, lifted it to her ear. "This is Naomi," she said evenly. "I'm at Aurora Motors downtown. Yes, pull the contracts." Richard's smile wavered. "Contracts?" Naomi's phone was on speaker. The voice that answered was deep, controlled, unmistakably powerful. "Naomi, what happened?" "They mocked me," Naomi said, her tone flat. "Said I don't belong. Tear up the Carter Global Logistics deal. Effective immediately." The name landed like thunder. Carter Global, one of the largest logistics firms in North America. Billions in annual revenue. The voice came again. "Understood. Richard Vaughn, are you there?" Richard's face drained of color. Yes. This is Jonathan Sterling, CEO of Sterling Motors International. Carter Global is my largest client, worth $1.2 billion in fleet contracts. And you just mocked their CEO." Gasps detonated. Phones shook as witnesses scrambled to catch every word. The teenager whispered, "She's the CEO. She's the client." "Oh my God." Naomi slipped her phone back into her bag. Her eyes never left Richard. "Now," she said softly, "tell me again about who belongs." Richard stammered. I didn't know." "You didn't care to know," Naomi replied. The voice over the phone was final. "Effective immediately. Richard Vaughn is terminated. Aurora Motors downtown will undergo full review. All staff complicit in this humiliation are suspended pending investigation. Security, escort Mr. Vaughn out." The guards who had stepped toward Naomi now turned toward Richard. His face collapsed. "Wait, please, this is a misunderstanding." But it was too late. Phones captured every frame. The man who mocked her being dragged out of his own showroom. Customers who had laughed earlier suddenly went pale. One tried to mutter an apology. Naomi's glance silenced him. "You enjoyed the show," she said. "Now live with the ending." The teenager's live stream crossed 50,000 viewers in minutes. Comments roared. "That's power. That's justice." Naomi walked to the Bentley Azure, trailed by the trembling assistant Jessica. She ran her fingers along the hood, polished to a mirror. "Beautiful," she said. "Shame I won't be buying it." Jessica swallowed. "Dr. Price, I'm so sorry. I didn't—" Naomi turned to her. "You hesitated when he told you to throw me out. That matters. Integrity is noted." Jessica's eyes filled. "Thank you." Naomi faced the room one last time. "Let this be clear. Dignity is not a privilege. It's the baseline. You failed. Publicly." She walked out, heels clicking against marble, leaving silence in her wake. By evening, the video had gone viral. Headlines screamed, "Luxury showroom director fired after mocking black CEO." Clips trended on every platform. Hashtags surged. Hashtag Naomi Price. Hashtag respect not negotiable. Hashtag Aurora Motors. Sterling Motors International confirmed the cancellation. Carter Global's $1.2 billion contract terminated effective immediately. The market reeled. Aurora shares plummeted overnight. Naomi gave one interview. She didn't rant. She didn't gloat. She said simply, "Every person deserves to walk into a room without their worth questioned. If it takes billions to make that point, so be it." Her words echoed across boardrooms and living rooms alike. Richard Vaughn disappeared into obscurity. Jessica, the assistant who hesitated, was later promoted, proof that small moments of conscience matter. And Naomi Price? She became more than a CEO. She became a symbol. Proof that calm power dismantles arrogance louder than rage ever could. Proof that humiliation doesn't last when dignity walks into the room. If this story shook you, Don't just scroll, act. Like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and drop a comment with where you're watching from and which moment hit you hardest. Subscribe and turn on notifications because justice, this